Welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming to the call today, to the Power Half Hour. Today, we have a very special guest, one of our very, very good friends. We belong to a mastermind together. I've known her since, 2016?
17.
17, yes. And she's been an integral part of the mastermind, pumping us up. And now she's also part of our EXP family. So today we're going to find out a little bit about her and how she's able to run business and balancing 2 kids and all that good stuff. So welcome, Kaci Vaught Horonzy.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, where do we start?
Who doesn't know Kaci? She's been in the business over now 16 years, right? Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, your start to real estate.
Okay. So I started right out of college. I thought I wanted to be an attorney. I was pre-law, did all that, and then I interviewed lots of attorneys, and I was like, nope. I then had a couple conversations and interviewed about 8 to 10 real estate agents, and I was like, yes, that's what I want to do. So I completely switched career paths, which my parents were actually completely okay with, and at the time, and started working with a local firm here in Myrtle Beach, and been with them for, or was with them for 15, 16 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and ended up being part owner of that company for the last 11 out of those years.
Oh, no way. 11 years
Yeah.
you were a part owner. Amazing.
Yes. It's been a very exciting ride. So, over that time, I had various partners and teammates. I've mentored, I've coached. I just, over that 11 years, I think I realized that my passion for helping people and I love bringing light to people's life. There's about nothing I love more than seeing somebody get a smile on their face after we've had a conversation or uplifted them, or I truly love empowering people. And so while I was there, I realized that was something I really enjoyed doing. And I've done that since I was a kid. I've always loved that. So yeah, built a very great business over those years, and sold a lot of property, helped a lot of people, helped a lot of agents, and just really, enjoyed it there. A couple of years ago, I owned it with my husband, and our broker in charge was our partner. And so a couple of years ago, I was introduced to a different real estate model and type of brokerage. And while I saw that it was something that could really, it really put no limit on the income, and it was a whole different way of doing business. And while I was noticing that there were all these different streams of income with it, and all these different ways that we could basically keep more of our money and do business differently, it would have meant disrupting our family business. And it was not the right timing. It wasn't something I was willing to do at that time. So the timing wasn't right, passed on it. And fast forward a few years, family dynamics have changed, and I am facing the reality of being a single mom with 2 of the coolest little boys in the world, and raising them with a full-time career. So while my life has changed and continuing to change on professionally and personally, I knew in my heart that the move that I had made to this new company with EXP was definitely the path and the direction that I wanted to go to create the wealth for my family and our future.
It's amazing what you've been able to do, and it comes straight from contribution. And she's probably one of the nicest people, guys, that I've ever met. Every birthday, every every time we had a kid or whatever is what was anything, she would send packages to us, and without even I didn't even know she knew our address, and somehow it just arrives at our door. It's always a great surprise. When we were, at a restaurant in Las Vegas, and when she couldn't make it, she would send us a bottle of sake or whatever it was. That's just who you are, and I can see why you do a high level of production because of that, because you're always out there, just being kind to people. Now, I do want to rewind because we see the success today. You have two boys. How old's Bodhi?
Bodhi is 2
And
and Stephanie's
Stefan?
5.
5. Okay. 2 under 5 years old and single mom. Like, first of all, that's amazing. I don't know how moms do it, by the way. It's just something amazing that you guys do. But I do want to back up. Coming into the real estate industry as straight out of college, you were what, 21, 22 years old. Any struggles becoming a new agent at that age and looking like you're 12?
Yeah, I did have some struggles. You know what's interesting is, I mean, I feel like I picked this career because I knew I wanted a family one day. I knew I wanted to have children, and I wanted to have a flexible schedule with no ceiling on my income. That was why I originally got into it and why I'm still in it today. And so I did have struggles. I did look 12, and I was trying to call all the people that I knew from this hometown that I was raised in. And I think a lot of people were a little nervous to use me because they just watched me grow up and thought I just didn't really know what I was doing yet, probably. So as some of my first clients, there were people that did support me in the beginning, but some of my first clients were, I had to prospect and get told no and, all those things. And so, but as I started, after about the second year, going into my second year, everyone was starting to see, they knew my work ethic. They just needed to see that I was going to do what I said I was going to do. And so then all of a sudden, the people that were a little nervous in the beginning started sending me business and using me. And so, it by the third year, it was, I feel like people had confidence and there was no question. But it was a little bit of a struggle in the beginning because I was young, but I had great coaching.
Tell us about that.
Yeah,
Coaching
that's
from.
coaching from Mike Ferry.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, actually, yeah. And my husband, he signed us up for it. I was actually pretty mad about it because I was a brand new agent and I thought I knew everything. And I was like, I don't need coaching. What is this? Who I got to talk to this person every week? What are they going to tell me what to do? I do 10 deals a year. I'm killing it, right? So then, I got involved with Mike Ferry, and that was the game changer for me in the beginning, for sure, was having, learning the skills, the accountability, and just having that vulnerability with them to really grow. That was huge foundation, and still am in that coaching to this day.
My goodness. So 14 years ago, you got involved with coaching.
Yes.
And never stopped.
Never stopped.
How important is that? Because that's one of my biggest regrets starting in real estate. I waited 2 years to get started with coaching. How important is it for a new agent to seek out a mentor and a coach in your eyes?
It's critical. John, I have 4 mentors or coaches in my life right now.
Wow.
So yeah, I have personal, I have real estate, I have community. I mean, it's 4 very specific areas of my life that I want to, I'm very in personal development. I always have been, but it's very important because if we're not learning if we're not assessing and critiquing and moving, it's hard to move forward. It's very important, and they know more than we do. They've already been there. So it's better to why recreate the wheel when they can teach us what to do and how to do it and how to say it. And we're gonna learn from our mistakes. We can learn from theirs too. So it's very important to have a strong mentor. That was one of the things I wrote down and be vulnerable with them so that you can really get the most out of it and be the best version of yourself.
Exactly. Mentors, coaches, guys, if you just follow someone who has done something that you want to do, why reinvent the wheel? Just hire them, right? If you say what they say, if you do what they do, you'll have what they have and you'll become who they are and who you want to be. So mentor and coach, please. If you don't have one right now, new agents, please get one. Get one. Okay, so fast forward. Now, struggle. Then it started to really turn around. Tell us a bit about the journey from there on until now. And, tell us about being and also an owner of a company, a real estate company. How was that like?
Mm-hmm. Well, and side note real quick, because I don't want to leave someone very important out. When I first started, I did have a mentor in the company. And I literally had a notebook and I followed her around for like 3 months. And it absorbed and I literally, like you just said, I did whatever she said. So I do not want to leave her out because she was very important to my initial success as well. And then of course I got involved with the other coaches. So struggles of, all right, so it's a lot. It's a lot too, because, there was about 40, 50 agents there and more actually, but various years with different points in time with different businesses. But, it's a lot because you're dealing with a lot of different personalities. You're dealing with overhead. You're dealing with your own business, your kids, your family, your friend. I mean, it's a lot on your plate. But what I found is when you really compartmentalize your day and you prioritize what is important, that allows you to be more present in each meeting and each moment that you're in throughout the day, throughout the week, with your agents, with your clients, with your kids, what have you. So it's a lot, but you just have to really be intentional about how you're spending your time. And I feel like that gives you the freedom to, be as present as you can and make the most out of each one of those meetings, with your agents or your clients.
That's really tough. I mean, how do you do all that and balancing all that while selling? Like this year, you're on track for, I know, $750,000 in GCI. And what's your team look like right now?
So right now, I have a buyer's agent in the process of restructuring with all these changes. And I have a wonderful buyer's agent, and then two admin staff, closing coordinator. And she's doing great so far. We've just listed 3 things this week, and already, I think she had five buyer sales this month. So,
Wow.
which is a great start. So yeah. So it's just her and I at the moment for just the Vaught group, and then we have more inside our EXP family. But
Gotcha.
for the Vaught group, it's just Kristen and I. Yes.
So running a brokerage, having 2 kids, your marriage, your selling career. I mean, how did you balance all that? Besides, time management and prioritizing, like how is that even physically possible?
I don't know. What I tell you, one of the things that has been very powerful for me over the last few years, and especially in the last 12 months, has been the morning mental routine. Because we know we need coaches, we know we need to schedule, time management, all the things you just said. But if I'm not mentally and emotionally and spiritually prepared for the day, it's just not going to go as well. I mean, it'll be fine, but it won't go as great. I can promise you. So the first thing that I do when I open my eyes is I say a quick little prayer, and I just say, Lord, order my day. And then I get out of the bed. I either put my earbuds in or I turn my phone on, and I actually have recorded my affirmations. So yeah, and it's about 2.5 minutes. I have a couple different versions depending on which music I'm in the mood for, whether it's like Notorious B.I.G. or either it's like classical music. I've got a couple different background versions. And so I play that. It's about 2.5 minutes. And then so as I'm making my way to the espresso machine and then to get my breakfast rolling because I have to eat first thing. And so I just start putting this force field up around me so that the negative thoughts can't start creeping in. Because if you start checking your email and scrolling Facebook first thing, before you know it, you're thinking about what happened yesterday or the problem that's going on at 9:30 or, all these things. So then I make my breakfast while I do that. And then I listen to either some music or like one of my favorite audiobooks to listen to in the morning is The Greatest Salesman in the World, which is about, it's got 10 scrolls and it's, it's deep internal affirmations on how to really show up for the day. And it's, I will greet this day with love in my heart. I will persist until I succeed. I mean, it's a great book. If anyone watching hasn't or read it, it's in my top 5 for sure. So like then the next 45 minutes, I'm doing a devotion, praying, meditating, and practicing gratitude. So by 6:15 in the morning, when either my kids are getting up or if I don't have them, I'm going to yoga. I have already mentally prepared myself where I can handle about anything that comes at me for the next couple of hours. So I think because of that, it just helps me ground and set myself up for all those other things that we've already mentioned. And journaling too. I do that some mornings because then I look back over the last year and I was like, wow, when I read some of the things I wrote or how I was feeling, it's pretty remarkable when you can track what's happening in your life too. So the morning routine for me is huge, huge.
We kind of overlooked this in the last little while. It's all about tactics, strategies, role play. But I think for me anyway, because I default to the negative when I wake up. I mean, I am as cranky as they come, right? But once you wake up, you do your affirmations, you pray, you meditate, you do your journaling, you do your gratitudes, and by like you said, by 6:15, you're in a positive mindset. But it takes work.
It does.
It takes a lot of work. Right.
Yes.
Oh, and by the way, it's Og Mandino, guys, the greatest salesperson in the world, Og Mandino.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Perfect.
good.
So beyond that, you get your mindset straight. I think that's a huge part of your success in keeping calm underneath like a storm, because God knows by 8 o'clock your kids are running around, and then you got business, you got to talk to your buyer's agent, your team. What does the rest of your day look like, and how do you balance that?
So the prospecting is going to be the first thing that I do when I get into the office. I do have a quick meeting with Kristen and staff, and then accountability is something else I will say that is huge in any success. But having the accountability and sorry, there's something much. Prospecting, first thing, as soon as I get in. So I know if I do that, then I know the business comes. It's it is a numbers game, but I genuinely want to serve as many people as I can. I want to help connect the dots. I want to, help the buyers and sellers come together. So when I am very intentional about doing that first thing, that is great. That sets the tone for the day, the office day. So that's usually the first about hour and a half. And then we catch up again, typically have some lunch, and then it's appointments at that point. Because I typically pick my children up, or one of them, I pick up at 3 o'clock. So I really try to be done with my day by then. There's about 2 days out of the week where I go all the way till 5, but I swear to you, I get more done in the hours now during the week that I work than I ever did before I had kids. I mean, it's pretty incredible how much you can get done when you stay laser focused and just
and I think I posted this a while ago. It's you always complete a task with the allotted time. So if you give yourself 9 hours a day to finish, 20 contacts and go on 2 appointments, you'll do that in 9 hours. But if you give yourself 6 hours a day and do the exact same thing, that's what you'll get as well. So guys, it sounds to me like there's no magic to, Kaci's success. It's just common knowledge. We all know to wake up early. We all know to meditate. We all know to read and journal. But it's the uncommon application of common knowledge that has Kaci be successful today, right? But there's no magic. It's just going back to the basics, right? So that's amazing, and congratulations. I want to talk about kids and time with kids. I'm guilty. Whoever has young kids on this call right now, are you still on your phone playing with your kids? Who else besides myself? I know you don't. Tell us how you balance that.
this is huge for me because I've been charged with these two beautiful little, they're still angels right now. So, I take it very seriously that, my time with them. And I'm not perfect. I definitely don't get it right every day of the year, but I am very intentional when I'm with them. So, like I said,
Mm,
once I get to, 4 o'clock and I'm sitting there and I'm building the most epic Thomas the Train set you can possibly imagine with Stefan, like my phone is up. We put it in this little Ryan safe plastic safe thing that only he has the key to,
mhm,
and we put my phone in there, and so that I'm with him, and it's just amazing how much I can tell he appreciates that. And if there's ever days when I try to keep my phone, over there on the table, and I can kind of see it or hear it, he's like, "Mommy, no, no, no," and it creates this time. It's so special, right? Like life is so short, and we're never going to look back and wish that we worked more.
mm.
And and the same with Bodie. So, it's very important to me, anyways, in my life and the way I'm with them, that they have that one on one. And you just wouldn't believe how far, like 15 minutes of undivided attention will go with anybody. I don't care who it is. But especially with your children, it makes a big deal. And it takes away like the mom guilt. So, like, if I get everything
Mm,
done while I'm at the office, I'm not I'm not as worried about my kids while I'm here because I know that once I get to them, I've done everything I was supposed to do. All the calls
mm.
have been made, all the emails have been sent, and you know, I'm not wishing I was at work because that was a struggle for me when we just had our first child. I struggled with that, like balancing it, and now I feel like I've got a pretty decent handle on it.
Wow. So, okay, let's just reiterate that. You get your work done when you're supposed to get your work done, 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 done. So then you don't
Yes,
have work guilt when you become a mom after 3 o'clock,
right.
right? And
Exactly.
then you don't have mom guilt when you're with them because you finished your work.
Yes,
So putting the phone away and becoming present with your kids is absolutely crucial to become efficient and effective in your work, guys.
yes,
Are we learning
yes.
something today? I'm learning something today. Thank you.
I
It's
hope so.
crazy because you know what, I'm on my phone all the time, and Crystal made fun of me on a little reel is that even on my vacation I'm still on my phone, cuddling with Zoe, and although it's funny, it's really not that funny. It's actually kind of sad, right? So for all the young parents out there or whoever doesn't have kids yet, when you have kids, don't do what I do. Do what Kaci does, and you become more efficient. You can sell 100 homes with one buyer's agent and two assistants and still have time with your kids. Don't miss out time with your kids. Again, on our deathbed, we're never going to say, I wish I prospected 20 contacts more per day. Nobody
Yeah,
ever
no,
says that. Never. Right. Okay, good.
yeah.
So thank you for that.
You're
Kaci,
welcome.
you are
Yeah.
fearless. You keep moving forward no matter what obstacles come at you. I've seen you grow as a person ever since I met you. You're constantly growing. You're so fearless. What is your why? What drives you forward every single day to become unstoppable?
Uh, it's it's my kids, and it is wanting to get the absolute most out of life. I really want them to be in an environment and thrive, to not to know. I want them to know that they can do anything, that anything is
Mm,
possible. Whatever you put your mind to, you can go and get it. You can figure it out. You can be, do, have, whatever. And so, and while making money is an important part of having freedom to have certain experiences and do certain things, I really like they're why I do it, because I want to give them the best chance that I can. And so that's part of it. And then for me, I also want to experience things, and I do a lot of things outside of real estate. I have a lot of hobbies that I enjoy doing. So it's just I wake up every day trying to figure out what opportunities I have to keep my eyes and my heart open, and just figuring out who can I help today, and I feel that I'm headed towards a path of serving people on a different level that I've never been able to before, and that is very exciting to me.
Tell me more about that. What's another level beyond where you're at right now?
So, a couple different ways. So, in one way, with this company, with EXP, I have the ability to help agents and reach agents and share
Mm.
this opportunity and help them grow on a global standpoint. Going into Germany and Japan this year, which is kind of like mind blowing.
Yeah.
That is incredibly cool. And then serving, like, I have always donated and done things like that, but I am just feeling my heart pull on serving in a different way. So, like, also getting more involved here locally, and expanding my mind to be able to serve even outside of this town. So, helping people, like kids, um, women are heavy on my heart too.
Mm.
So serving, like, from that standpoint as well, and giving of not just my money, but figuring out ways to give of my time to. And so that's another way that I'm
That's inspiring.
really been learning about how to do that.
That's inspiring. So, but giving back to the community, giving back to the industry by helping agents. And, most importantly, it's obviously family, it's the kids, right? You want to be able to give them a great opportunity. So that's phenomenal. Thank you for sharing that. I do want to talk a little bit before we give amazing advice to the crowd is your dancing. So you're an amazing dancer. Check her out on YouTube or on Instagram. Just an avid dancer. How does that play into your daily life and your business? Being able to look forward to that, take your mind off of business. Tell us a bit about that.
It's great. Like, we all need outlets, right? We all have to have something that, like, we release. And so I love ballroom dancing. Absolutely love it. And so I did a competition about 10 or 11 years ago, and we won. And that's really what kickstarted my love for it. And so ever since then, whenever my partner has an event that he needs to perform at or entertain at, he calls me and I'm like, yes, 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 I will learn a new routine. Okay, let's dance. So just learned a cha-cha recently, and that was so fun. And there's just this thrill when being on stage and entertaining. It's like a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and it's over, but, like, it's so fun. So I enjoyed that. I also I've been doing, like, one new thing a week this year too. Well, not
Oh,
the whole year, but, like, the last, like, about 6, 8 weeks. And so, like, I'm learning to surf. I'm learning to do some off-sea fishing, and I try to incorporate different things to, like you said, to have that release, to give my mind a break from all the hats that we wear every day, right? Because as a parent, you're a taxi driver, you're a chef, you're a coach, you're a therapist, you're a playmate, you're, like, I mean, all the things. So yes, we have to have our own self-care as well, and ways to, and that's one of my favorite is dancing. So
yeah. You have to have your me time, guys.
yes,
Uh,
that's part of what that morning is about for me.
right?
Yeah.
You're an amazing realtor, amazing mom, just an amazing human being. Thank you for today. Last
You're welcome.
insight or advice for the crowd to have us finish Q4 strong, Kaci.
Ooh, okay, let's see. I wrote down several. Let me just leave you with one. We talked about coaches. Oh, I would say, okay, two things. I would say gamify life, right? We had that one call where they really opened our mind about how we can really, like, gamify your life, and maybe we'll do another call about that. And then I just encourage people to, look at your goals, like, figure out where the kinks are in your systems that need to be tweaked so that you're going into next year, like, full, well-oiled machine. If there's anything you need to work on, that's something I've been doing as well. And then I would really encourage people to, involved in a mastermind group. Form one. If there's one you want to be in, beg to get in. That's what I did, begged. And then finally, here we are today, and y'all are my personal board of directors now. And so I would encourage people to get involved, because the people that you hang around with the most and that you involve yourself with, it tends to be like, that's the sum of who we are a lot of times, and that's who influences us. And you and all the other folks in our group have had a tremendous impact in my life. And so I would encourage people to get involved in the mastermind group.
Thank you, Kaci. And we are honored to have you in our mastermind. I'm honored and privileged to call you my business partner, and most importantly, my friend. So thank you for today. Kaci, how do we reach you? How do we join your local mastermind or your global mastermind?
Well, you can call me on my cell phone or text me, or of course we've got Facebook and Instagram at Kaci Vaught Horonzy. That's a hard one to spell out. And of course I'm on Facebook, full name. So yeah, and I would just encourage you to, like, if you don't have a coach or a mentor yet, to get involved. I know we kind of touched on that, but just be vulnerable, ask for help, because we all have ways that we can improve and do better. And that's what so many people are put on this earth as vessels for, or to help. So I would encourage that as well.
Thank you for setting the example. Thank you for setting the example today. Guys, go get a coach, gamify life, have fun, have your me time, balance everything, be efficient. Thank you today, Kaci. All the best, everyone.